Welcome. The Ayurvedic cooking today has brought us to wonderful New Orleans. You can see I'm standing right in front of the famous Deborah tree, which is a 277-year-old tree. And I am working with a dish known as Jambalaya. It's a famous dish in Sierra Creole dish. I decided to make this for you because it is quite a balancing dish for kapha, which means it has a lot of pungency, which is peppers and hot pepper and ginger, which is going in now, some ginger. It has mustard seeds, it has cayenne, and it has some bitter taste with vegetables, and it has some astringency, and these are all the main tastes that balance kapha. So we got a beautiful, we're using olive oil today, which is a little pungent, a little bitter, excellent for kapha. Now kapha, as you probably remember, is a type that's more earthy, has more water, more oily, more heavy. So these are lightening and heating foods and drying foods. Those are all very good for kapha. Any congestion you have, any obesity, if you're unfortunate enough, this will be very helpful. So we're going to use some amazing flavors. We're going to use sesame seeds today. These are heating. You could use sesame oil as well, which is also heating, and we've got cumin. So already we've got some beautiful flavors going on, and we have got some amazing vegetables for you today. We've got okra here. Do you remember okra? Okra is, of course, very common in Indian food, and but it's used a lot down here in New Orleans. Has a very particular texture. Going to use little carrots. So we're really building up already a beautiful dish here with these amazing colors, and we're going to add some special spices. Here's some star anise and a couple of cinnamon sticks, and these again are very warming. So kapha again needs to be warmed, heated, and it needs to be dried. So we've also got some beautiful peas here. Now peas, of course, are astringent and a little sweet. So astringency, as you know, means drying. So kapha being wet and kind of sticky and heavy, it needs to be dried. So as you can see, we've got the two-tone okra here, some deep red and some green. And we're sauteing these to just get the flavor from the spices, and we're going to add our own special kapha mix of spices, all right, which is quite heating. And we're going to add extra turmeric, which is fresh turmeric, and we're going to be trying to keep light with the oil because kapha is already oily, so we're not using ghee today. So there already we've got a really nice looking dish. And I'm going to add some leek here, as you're accustomed to me using leek. Now leek, of course, is very warming, and so this again is excellent. And we're going to use some beautiful red cabbage. Cabbage is a great vegetable for kapha, and a gorgeous color. Look at these beautiful colors we've got going on. And I'm going to add just a touch more oil here, just so we don't get too dry, and I'm adding here some nice cayenne pepper, which is a very Creole type spice to use. Cumin, cayenne pepper, and onions often is typical in this region, typical ingredients to go into a jambalaya. Jambalaya now is, of course, generally made with rice. But white rice is, because it's sweet and heavy, it's not the best thing for kapha. So today we're actually going to use a beautiful quinoa, a black quinoa, with some mung beans in, which I've already prepared. So that's going to go in a bit later. And I'm going to add a couple of flavors here. Here we have some coconut aminos, just a touch of that, maybe a tablespoon, and some a little tomato paste. This is very traditional, and there'll be a lot of things in this which is not typical jambalaya, This is an Ayurvedic version, and there'll be some things which are not typically kapha, but I wanted to add a little bit of protein, and so I'm adding a little bit of this beautiful tempeh. I don't know about you, but I love tempeh, and this is not a kapha food, but it doesn't matter because the majority of the dish is going to be excellent for kapha, and you know, something that one can have for occasional use in your diet. Not every day, but occasionally. So there we have it. So we've got, look at how they've got these amazing colors and textures and flavors building up. This is a gorgeous dish. Now, if it seems a little dry, don't be afraid to add a little bit of water. You could also add stock here, whatever you have really that's liquid. And you know, you can just let this simmer to make sure the vegetables are well cooked. And after about 5 minutes, once they are cooked, we'll be adding our quinoa.
Oui.
Now these vegetables, they only really need about 7 to 10 minutes of cooking. And you can see what we get happening is get this wonderful juice at the bottom of the pan, which is, I call this the essence of the dish. I love this part. And that's the collection of all the flavors you put in, all the different additions, all the spices and the juices from the actual vegetable. Now actually, you've noticed I've added some kale here, and kale's a wonderful bitter vegetable, which is great, very lightening. And I'm going to add some cilantro here, which is quite bitter, and just a little bit of lime juice. Not a lot, but just for a little taste. And then I'm going to add, to complete the dish, I'm going to add this beautiful black quinoa, which we cooked earlier with some mung lentils. It's almost like a khichdi mix with black quinoa and mung lentils. So these are just great for kapha, both of them, and just mix those in beautifully, fold that in, and you're going to have an incredible Ayurvedic jambalaya. Look at those gorgeous colors. This is going to be such an amazing flavor. We're going to add a little bit of black pepper, the seasoning. Not too much salt. I've added a bit of salt already. And also I want to add a new ingredient here, which is a coconut yogurt. It's a living product, and this is a little sour, but it will just give us a little extra creaminess to the dish. And that's really it. You can turn off your heat. So from New Orleans we have Ayurvedic Jambalaya. I'm the Vedic Chef from New Orleans, and thank you for tuning in. Namaste.